Good morning, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for your time yesterday. Since we had a little bit of trouble with the wireless and the connection there about halfway through, I'm going to go through the presentation quickly. I'm going to review some of the stuff that we went over yesterday and spend some time on the things that we couldn't get to. So right here, I am inside my Office 365 account, and this is with the free Smart Contacts app installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this email from Jennifer. I click on the Nimble Smart Contacts icon. It's going to bring up all the participants or all the people that are included in the email. I can click on Jennifer, and it's going to bring up all of her information here. And again, this account is frictionless and free and requires no broader Nimble account. This is free for anybody with an Office 365 account for up to 10 lookups a day. So I can also look up her social bios, which can be very helpful in terms of engaging with her. I can also go in and look at the company information and also the social bios, right? So very powerful information provided frictionless and free, and in this case, 10 lookups per day. So now I'm going to go ahead and log in as an existing Nimble user. So now you're going to see a distinctly different experience now that I'm logged in. So what we're seeing now is in this Microsoft add-in, all of the information from my nimble.com is being delivered into email on a bidirectional basis. So when I click on Jennifer, you can see a distinctly different look and feel. It's going to have a lot of the same information, like the social bios, and also the company information and all the social bios of the company. But more importantly, it's now bringing all of that CRM data into this add-in, into email. So some pretty cool things to look at here. And again, this is available on a bidirectional basis, actionable CRM within my email. So a couple things I can do is I can go ahead and see her social stream here, which if I'm trying to connect with her and trying to, let's say, build some rapport or prepare for a meeting, great opportunity to do that in one place. I can go in and see any events that I have, whether those are upcoming or previous. I can look at any tasks that I have that are pending or that are completed, and I can go ahead and click those as completed. Again, without ever having to leave, quote unquote, leave my email. I can see all my previous email messages to her, which allows me to reconstruct my conversations with her without necessarily having to leave the context of this email. I can see any deals that I have. I can go in and move the stages of those deals. I can close those deals. I can edit those deals. And again, any notes that I may have around her. So what we're doing is we're taking CRM, which typically has significant adoption issues, whether you're a small business or a large business, because people don't want to go from here over to here to start to enter this information and to take action against either that opportunity or that contact. So what we've done is put it into email, and then it makes it much, much easier. So some of the other stuff that I want to show you that we had a little bit of an opportunity to go through yesterday is, let's say I want to get some information on Irana. And what I'm going to show you here is our broader extension, browser extension. These work with all commercially available browsers, Edge, Firefox, Chrome, etc. So if I'm on any web page where someone's name appears, I can launch the Nimble extension, and what it's going to do, it's going to bring up a record for that person. Now, in this case, Irana is in my version of Nimble, so it's going to actually bring up that record, right? And very similar to what we saw with Jennifer inside of Office 365. Now, all of this information is pulling into this to this Nimble extension, right? So I can see all the information I have. So a couple cool things about this is whether I'm looking at Arana here on LinkedIn, or whether I'm looking at her here in let's say a press release, it's going to deliver me the same exact information, right? Because it's based upon the name, and it's pulling all this information from my broader nimble.com. Again, here within my email, we happen to use Gmail. I can go in here, hover over Arana, and it's going to build that same record, right? So all three of those circumstances, anywhere I was on the web, in a browser, it's going to go and find that person in the database and allow me to make real-time modifications, including going ahead and sending emails or taking any sort of action you would expect to be able to do from CRM. So another example that's pretty interesting is the concept of, let's say let's say I heard about, somebody said I need to know Len, or Len's somebody I should sell to, or maybe I met Len at an event. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the Smart Contacts app. I'm going to hover over Len, and it's going to build a profile for him real time. Now, this has no connection whatsoever to my nimble.com because Len's not in my database, right? But I get some suggestions here. Okay, it looks like that's his LinkedIn profile, so I'm going to click yes there. It looks like that's his Twitter profile, so I'm going to click yes there. So what it's just done, really, almost magically, has built this extensive profile for Len, and Len is not even in my database. And one of the things that we talked about yesterday is we've got this deal with Hunter, where within here we're going to be able to suggest the email address, right, which will then go right into Nimble. So in this case, I want to go ahead and put Len into my database because I want to call him. So I can click here, add to Nimble, add any additional information. In this case, I might want to add the email that we'll have here suggesting from Hunter. I go ahead and save. And now Len is in my nimble.com database. And anytime I come upon him, either in a press release or back on LinkedIn or in an email, it's going to bring up this live profile. And again, from here, I can go ahead and click here and send him an email, right? And start to communicate with him, start to set up opportunities, notes, etc. So what we're really doing is we're taking this CRM, this nimble.com, traditional CRM with some very cool features, and we're driving it out into email, whether that's Office 365 or G Suite, and we're allowing the user to take it with them wherever they go, as long as they're in a browser. So very, very powerful.